Welcome back to Upper Lusatia for the Back to Basics series, episode 12, with me, MrSealyp. as you've seen, a bit of work has been done. This has just run dry over on field 12, and I've had an idea, something I'm going to try. Yeah. I'm up to 103,000, and we are at how many in-game missions, jobs, contracts, whatever you want to call them. We are on 75 missions completed, 2 done in this session. I just harvested field 1. Is it field 1? Let me have a look. It was field 1. That was soybean. No, it wasn't soybean. It was something else. Sugar beet was the word I was looking for. That was sugar beet. So that took a little while. That was another 16,000. Then I slurried it, so that was another 4 or 5. So, yep, we're doing all right. So what I've decided to do is this, because I'm going backwards and forwards over to the livestock market to get slurry or manure or whatever it might be. I'm slurrying at the moment. I'm going to get a tank to put the slurry into here at the farm, because this is more central. That way I can go out and back to various fields and then every now and again fill it up. Now I've got a couple of options for that. One, and I've used this one quite a lot, and this is why I'm edging away from it. That's why I'm going to do something a little bit different on this one. I think I'm going to I know I always say this when I'm doing the recording, and then when I come back and do my thumbnail at the end, often the thumbnail gives it away, but it's not the end of the world. There is the placeable liquid storage tanks, which is by Bdbssb, and I've used that quite a lot. I did it on the Valley Old Farm, Sussex Farm. I think I've got one installed on Lone Oak Farm, and it's brilliant. Huge capacity and absolutely fantastic. But it's 25,000, which is fairly cheap. I'll be honest with you. I just think it's not going to be kind of in keeping with that small theme, the idea of keeping it small machinery, it's a small farm. I think it would be out of place. So what I'm going to do is go and grab the... actually, it doesn't matter what I grab, but I'll grab the bent 800. When I whiz over to the store, I'm going to buy a piece of equipment, machinery exactly, and I'm going to lease a couple of bits of equipment. The bits I'm leasing are from a local company, and you'll see why in a moment. My usual drive to and from the store. Quick reminder to everyone, for some reason I don't know why, usually if I post a video as it's rendering and preparing and uploading onto YouTube, Twitter automatically posts the link. What was happening as well was that as soon as it posted and then it was ready to go, it would automatically put a link up on my Facebook page. For some reason the Facebook page link thing isn't working, and I don't know why. The videos are still going up pretty much daily. Every now and again there might be a day skipped if I've got a lot of stuff on with the family and that kind of stuff, but generally speaking every day a video goes up. So I would urge you all, hit that notification bell on YouTube, so whenever I post a video you'll get notified that it's gone live. And then yeah, and for those of you that watch my videos, like them but don't hit the thumbs up, the like button, it would help me out massively. If you like it, hit that like. I know a lot of people, people watch and you just switch it off and go off to do something else and forget, but it would help me out massively if you just hit that thumbs up. I want to see if I can break some records for me on the old like thing. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go down to slurry tanks, and I'm going to buy the field tank, the Garant FRC. So it's a field container used as interim storage for slurry. So what I thought I would do is put this at the farm. That's a 55,000 litre capacity. I'm going to keep it main colour, the Garant kind of green. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to go Alien Jim, green and orange. I'm going to go with orange rims, just to make it stand out a little bit. So that's 15,100. So it's 10,000, just under 10,000, cheaper than buying the liquid storage tanks. Plus it's more in keeping. I think it will look better. yeah, I don't know, I just think it's a better idea. And then what I'll do is every now and again go backwards and forwards to fill it from the livestock market. There we go. So once you're on it, it lifts up the wheels. Now I thought, I could have sworn you could raise and lower it yourself. I always remember you could on FS15, but I went into the settings. I'll show you what I mean. Let's go across the help window. If I go L1, doesn't show anything. Doesn't show anything there. If I go to there, R1, it says stop engine. I thought you could raise and lower it a little bit like you can with the animal trailer, but you can't. I think just when you disconnect it, it lowers itself down. So it's fairly light at the moment because obviously there's nothing in it. I was going to drive this up to the livestock market to refill it, but as I recall, you can't fill this up from a slurry point. This has to be filled, and it gets filled by a tanker. So what I'm going to do in one hit is I'm going to lease a truck and lease a tanker, and we'll come and fill it up. So it will hold 55,000 litres. Now my slurry spreader only takes 8,000 and something, just over 8,000. That'll be a few runs backwards and forwards. That's brilliant. Saves me going all the way back over to the livestock market every time I do it. Lots of tanks. Tanks all over the place. So I'm going to put it over here where I've got a bit more space. I mean, to be fair, I could stick it anywhere. It really doesn't matter too much. But I thought what I'll do is I'll put it here, and we can access it fairly easily. Do I want it that way around? Does it matter what way around it is? Not really. I might just swing it that way. Don't know why, just personal preference. No real reason otherwise. Just a thought, oh, I'll put it the other way around. You know how it is. So let's back that up and disconnect. Fantastic. So what we'll do now is lease a truck, and again I thought I'd do something in keeping, you know. So I'm going to whiz over to the store. I'll see you there in a minute. So I've downloaded and installed. I kind of install things and uninstall them so I don't fill up my mod hub. I generally speaking will only install and uninstall bits that I need as I need them. One of the reasons I did a couple more contracts as well. One, I was only on about 38,000. I wanted a little bit more money in the bank. Plus I knew this is what I was intending to do, so I wanted to be able to lease the bits of equipment I needed. So I've downloaded and installed the Tatra Terrno, and this is just the standard semi. This isn't, you know, this is not a hook lift, it's nothing, you know. So what I'm going to do is lease that. It's got to be MrSealyp green, hasn't it? I mean, let's be honest. And I'm going to lease. This is part of the liquid storage tank pack, and I've used it quite a lot. Now there are, it's under slurry tanks. Yeah, there's the Garant semi-trailer. That comes sort of in game anyway. That's the TSA 30,000, and that holds 30,000 litres, which means I'd have to do a couple of runs backwards and forwards. Which I could do. There's no reason at all why I couldn't use that one, but I thought what I would do is use the one from the liquid storage tank pack, which I've used before, and that's the same thing, but this is a 60,000 litre one. So I can do it all in one hit. The good thing with this being as well, what I can do is, what do I want to do? Front semi attach is standard, I don't need it for very long. Main colour, let's go with that as well. We'll set up wide, rim colour black, so it all matches up, and we'll lease that. Yeah, the FRC, the field container. I do like this. This Tatra Terrno is by Toxicom. I just thought it would fit this map a little bit better. Done it again. I've lost my thread. Nightmare. Oh yeah. Oh, senior moment. Yeah, because it holds 55,000 litres and this holds 60, I'll fill up the fill container and I'll have 5,000 litres left. But, to be fair, my slurry spreader, my slurry spreader needs topping up. So the 5,000 litres that's spare from this will go into that. I've just realised I've come the wrong way. Should have gone the right way. Can I back to all that? Plus I'm on the wrong side of the road, which is just brilliant. Without taking out the road sign. There we go, thank you for stopping. Should have done that in one fluid motion really, but... Okay, let's go. So head up to the livestock market, fill this up completely. Go wide a little bit here, just to make sure I can get through the tank. There we go. And then head back to the farm. And then I can either... See, I did think about buying one of these, but in all honesty I'm not going to use it very often. The trucker might do, but then that would only be if I was going to buy a much bigger trailer or I was hauling hundreds of thousands of litres, that kind of stuff. I'm not really going to be, so leasing this, whilst it seems like an extravagance and a waste of money, I can do this all in one hit. You know, I've leased it from a local haulage company or whatever, however you want to go with it. I was watching a video that a friend of mine sent me today on Project Cars 2, and the guy, I can't remember his name now, and he was racing on the classic Spa racetrack but using VR, and it was wow, I mean just incredible to watch. Makes me consider getting VR, you know. Right, so let's swing this into place, and away we go. Shouldn't take too much to fill it up, shouldn't be too expensive either. I think it'll work out about 1,500, I think, to fill a 60,000 litre tank. See what it says when we pull away. Oh, 1,385, is that? Yeah, not bad at all. So we'll get this back to the farm. Weird thing is, I'm looking in my mirrors, I can't actually see the tanker. It has filled up because on the bottom right hand corner it's showing 60,000 litres. Farm dog got a bit agitated there, and I've lost my thread again. Anyway, never mind. So let's get this back, get it unloaded. If what I was saying, it might come back to me. The cultivator that was cultivating the field here, no, not cultivating this field. This field's been seeded, and weird thing is, part of it's grown and part of it hasn't. I don't know why. Sorry, no, field 11. The cultivator's gone over and done field 7, and because I haven't finished slurrying field 12 yet, but we also need to buy a new seeder. That's another reason why I was doing the extra jobs, because I was going to get another seeder. So let's pull up next to it. And what should happen is, I think if I do, is it L1 and triangle or R1 and triangle? Might be R1 and triangle. And then we, oops, blimey. Then we overload the tank. So hopefully now, let's have a look from the top. Might be better off that way round. R1 and triangle. And there we go. So we're now overloading it. So it's going from one to the other. Now obviously, with FS19, when you do this kind of thing, the things that are compatible, if hoses and stuff all connect. Now we've seen that between seeders and seed tanks, There is an assumption on my part, I don't know if it's true or not, or right or not, but things like this, if that's the case, then surely you'll get a pipe attached from the tanker to the fuel container. May do, may not, I don't know. We haven't seen any footage of anything like that. So this has got 5,000 litres in it left. So what I'm going to do is pull this to one side. That fuel container can sit there, and every time I need slurry I can come back to it. Stop that there. Let's go and get the Massey, and then what I can do is refill the 5,000 that's left and a little bit out of the field container, and then we can get back over to field 12, finish that off, then we can move the cultivator. Oh, just walked over an egg. And we can get that finished off, and then we'll sort out getting a new seeder at some point too, but I don't know whether that'll be in this episode. Maybe not, because I thought I'd get this done. Another one of those jobs you think, oh yeah, let's do that next. Why not? Let's make our lives a little bit easier, having this as a kind of central hub, and we can satellite out from here. Now hopefully if I pull across this, I should. Did that just fill up automatically? I think it did, because I left the overloading thing on the tanker. Yeah, it did, 5,000 litres straight in. Well, that's a result. And what I hopefully will do is pull up next to this one. If I press L3, it will fill up the rest. That tank is going down ever so slightly. See what I mean? Lots of tanks. Or tanks a lot. I know, dad jokes. Every episode you get one. You've got to have a dad joke in there somewhere, haven't you? Right, let's get back at it. I'm going to go out this way, I think. Why not? Probably need to clean the feed area. Yep. That needs to be done. I've got sidetracked doing silaging and various other things. How's the wool production going? Not quite there yet. Greenhouses look alright. Manure looks fine. Oh, that was what I was going to do. The sweeper. Oh, I have got the pickup conveyor, the S710, and it was suggested to me, was it Bear and Papa? I think it might have been. That worked. It might have been Adrian. I apologise if it was you and it wasn't one of those people. So, field 12 is where we're heading. And what I'll do is I'll get this set off, and I'll go over to field 7, grab the portrait and the cultivator. We'll get that over and repurpose these fields. There's loads more fields that are ready to harvest again, so I could do more contracts if I need to or want to. Oh, somebody commented to say in the last episode, I don't know what I did, maybe driving across the grass or whatever, it's lucky you haven't got crop destruction on. I have. Crop destruction is on. If you look at this end of the field here, this is kind of a darker, where it's been driven over and it's taken it back to the original grass state. If you come over to these bits here, this is how it normally looks, with all the flowers and bits and bobs, not all these necessarily these big weed things, but kind of like this, and it looks darker. I know it's hard to tell. Here, where I've driven across it, all of that's gone, all that flower stuff's gone. So I have got it on. Yeah, it is on. I always run with it on. There is a fence here, but I did notice, yeah, there you go, when I did this the other day and hired the worker, the fence posts are not invisible, because you can see them, but you can drive through them, because I thought straight away, oh no, I'm going to hit the fence posts, and it didn't happen. So I shall leave the worker to continue. There should be enough left in this to finish this off. If not, we'll go back over to the field container and we'll get some more. So I'm going to head over and grab the cultivator. That should be done now. Right, well, field 7 is done. Finished cultivating, so we'll grab the portrait. Now I know I've had a couple of episodes. I did 2 where I overlapped on silaging. I've done, this is my second one overlapping with cultivating, but this is the field work that needs doing. Buying the slurry tank was a kind of an additional. I thought I'd do that. We're due to get some more seeding done, but because I want to put some sunflowers in and probably some corn on one of the fields, or maybe 2 of the fields, I'm going to need to get a different seeder. I think I'm going to go with the is it the Coon or the Cavernland Optima or Optiva 5. Let's have a quick check. I can't remember what it was called now. Mine's gone blank. It's, yeah, that one, Cavernland. Yeah, the Optima 5. We had initially, we had the Cavernland Accord DL, which does your main crops, but then obviously you need one that does the other 4, like that one. That's a 3 metre one. Could go with that, I suppose. But that's a 4.5, the Optima. So I think I'm going to go with the Optima. 1200 litre tank. It's fine. We'll go backwards and forwards and fill up with seed and stuff. So that's probably what I'm going to go with. And like I say, we'll get some different crops in the ground. What I'll do is put a kind of a little headlandy thing in here, only because I don't want it going. I don't want it going through the fence. Again, this is, you know, because it's the kind of my map for doing the things I want to do. Me personally, when I'm playing, I know it sounds ridiculous, but even when you've got a situation like that, I generally wouldn't drive through there because the fence posts, and I think as well things like when crop destruction's on, even if I didn't have crop destruction on, I don't think I would drive through the crops. I just don't know, you kind of get into that habit of doing it or not doing something, and I guess I just wouldn't, but that's just me. So I think he's almost finished over there. I'm thinking, because I've got those 2 vehicles leased, and you only get charged again for leasing costs if you go over the hour, whether it's worth me whizzing back and getting another 60,000 litre tank. I'm wondering. So you can't put back into a tank, can you? So like the pig slurry tank and the cow slurry tank, can you add to that? I'm going to try that out. Let the worker get on, because if you can, it doesn't matter if you can't, I'll just leave it in the tanker, but if I could bring some over and put it back into the tank, then that's at the farm as well as a kind of overspill, but I don't suppose it'll allow you to. That's what we've got left on there, 1040 litres, not bad. I'm going to go this way and we'll go out past the mill, the water mill, and then back towards the farm. Field on the sides here is 14. It is, I'm getting used to the field numbers. That's ready to harvest again. That was one of the ones I turned and ploughed and cultivated early on when I did that big long session of doing fields. Oh, big old bump there. We can cut straight across here and back into the farm. Excellent. So this again to me one of those things, I'll do it every now and again. I'll try something out. If it works, generally speaking you see it in the game, in the video. If it doesn't work, I'll edit it out. Sometimes I leave it in as a kind of to prove a point that I tried something, or even it's just a kind of learning thing, that just to show people that it does work or doesn't work. It can be just as effective to learn what doesn't work as something that does. So let's pull this up here. I'm always over and get another one. I'll see you back here in a minute when I've got another full tank. I still am absolutely amazed, and I don't know how or why. I just am. 2 years on and playing this on 17, and then before that on 15. That as I pulled away, then you just pulled away. As soon as I filled it up, you go to pull away, and the physics have changed. The dynamic has changed. It feels heavy. There's no force feedback on the controller. That was one thing I did wonder actually a while back. I don't know if I've mentioned this one before about 19 coming out. I did wonder if at any point they were going to put vibration function into the game. So I thought that'd be really cool. I think I might have mentioned it before. You get kind of a slight vibration now when you're driving across rough ground. On a road maybe not so much, but over a ploughed field more bumpy. I just think that had a real awesome element to it. But I don't know. Again, I don't know how hard that would be to actually program. Probably quite difficult. So anyway, I'll see you back over there in a moment. Right, well I thought I'd put it in. It doesn't work. I thought I'd give it a go, you never know. The pig tank, because I used that before, is empty. If I press R1 and triangle, it says it's overloading, and then you press it again to stop overloading, but nothing comes out, so you can't refill those tanks. I thought that was the case, but you never know. So what I'm going to do just for the time being, because I've leased it and I've got it here, I'm going to stick this in the middle. And what this will do, this will act as, for the time being, until it's empty, this will be another tank, just like this one. So while I'm doing the fields, I'll refill from this first. Once this is empty, it can go back. I just remembered as well, I've got digestate over at the BGA from when I sold some of the bales. So I will need, I suppose I can go over with this and refill digestate. But anyway, so I've got some over there too. I could bring over, but I don't. You can't mix slurry and digestate, I don't think. So because this has got slurry in it, I couldn't now put digestate into it to refill it because it's got one in, and you just can't do that, I think, as far as I'm aware. So anyway, that being said, this may be a slightly shorter episode. I'm not too sure. It may not be, but if it is, I was going to apologise. No, I'm not going to apologise. This is what it is. This is the episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.